Well, it looks like RUDO has decided to become a Pokemon trainer because he has to catch them all. What's up, guys? Punso here to do a breakdown / live reaction review to chapter 120 of Gachiakuta, which is known as The Sun Sets. And I'm intrigued. Once again, we got a real interesting squad. A real interesting squad for this mission in particular. We got Gris, we got Foyo, we got RUDO, and we got Tamsy. We got Tamsy, who's already at least known to us to be like possibly the main villain of the story, or like the secondary main villain. I still think technically Zidol is our main villain, like our main villain, but like Tamsy, he's definitely up there. He's the guy who incited the narrative itself. So we have Tamsy here, we got Foyo here, who has a hero complex that he just can't fulfill, and we got Gris, the guy who's mad sacrificable for RUDO's character development. So I don't know. I'm excited. So let's not waste any more time and let's hop right into it. Editing me. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do mean to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And another fun fact, it's just so clean. And, you know, proportionally, the thing I have to give Gachikuta's art style is that even though it's technically not, like typically, at least the way I was traditionally, with my very little traditional training, the one thing I remember is that technically, I think the head is supposed to be either 1/6 or 1/7 of the body. This is clearly not 1/6 or 1/7 of this body. Like this only goes up to like maybe his knees, but still it works so well. The dynamism of it works so well. And it's so well drawn and so well detailed, especially for a color page that's done in these. I'm not even sure what this is. Like this may all still be digital. Once again, I actually don't know. I'm not sure how the manga industry works. Do they still have to do on paper? I mean, maybe, but I highly doubt that. But still, overall, the art style is just so fantastic. The way the colors are used to contrast so starkly. And even though these are like semi-washed out colors, like the red here is a little desaturated. The red on the choker and his sleeves here is actually pretty saturated, though still not fully like deep saturated red. His eyes are faded, but everything is colored. Oh God. I need to sit down and dedicate a video. Unless something like crazy artistic happens, I will not spend like 10 minutes glazing Gachikuta's art style, because y'all know these glaze points already. It's very well detailed, the shading's really well done, and the intricate extra layers of minimal detail in smaller parts of the art is what blows me away the most. I've said it before, I'll try not to say it again. Let's hop right into chapter 120, The Sun Sets. Oh, interesting. So he actually managed to hit. Okay. I mean, he not a giver, but he did damage though. He did do damage. He smacked that bad boy. Okay, for you. Oh no, don't tell me. These things are made of dust? I guess that, yeah. It's interesting, right? Because I guess we don't consider dust to be trash, but like, yeah. Dust would be trash. I'm not shocked that it could form into a trash beast and then like immediately recollect. Because like when you think about it, dust is not just like stuff folding off your environment. It's you. It's your dead skin cells that are just like, haha, and then they just vanish. Which is hilarious because there are people allergic to dust. Well, it's not hilarious. It sucks if people are allergic to dust. But I find it hilarious because it's literally a decent part of yourself that you're allergic to. Like your dead skin that breaks off and is like, I'm gonna dust about. It suddenly is now your worst enemy. But boom, okay. But still, honestly, for yeah, you couldn't put it down, but that was a pretty solid swing to be able to completely shatter it like that. Like you scattered that bad boy. Okay, and with a regular, looks like ballpoint hammer. So okay, let's see you flex then. These things are made of dust. They're dust trash beasts. There's gonna be no end to them. Foyo, all our attacks are doing is turning them to powder. They won't attack again unless they were formed into balls, but the two of us will never stop them. We need to stand down. Grizz, my glorious king, my glorious perfect king. And so many people are like, get rid of Amo. I made that poll thinking it was gonna be Amo, because I'm not sure, like, notably, the negativity I initially felt towards her is much lower than I assume a lot of the other Gachikuta readers have, because I read it so late. So like Amo's betrayal and like manipulation of our cast was like a 10-minute period to me. Maybe not 10, like probably like an hour period of me just reading through the chapters, being shocked, being like going. So luckily I don't have that much like activated animosity towards Amo, but Gris has literally done nothing wrong. He's literally like there's not a single thing where I can point to in the 120 chapter narrative of Gachikuta and be like, oh, Gris, you did a bad thing here. He didn't. He's perfect. He's so perfect that he's gonna be the one sacrificed, y'all. Like honestly, I feel like Amo is almost a red herring. Like it's just, like twice over now. Like first things first with Tamsy mentioning, who should I give back shots to in order to further Rudo's character development? And then, like, Tempsy's sitting next to a sleeping Amos. Like, that's red herring number one. And then number two, that point from not last chapter, but the chapter before that, with Rio drawing her scissors against Amo. Once again, I think that's mostly red herring. I ultimately don't think Rio's going to actually slaughter Amo. I think that caused a little too many problems, if I had to hazard a guess. Like, I don't know. I don't think she'd do that. So that feels like double red herring. And so far, there hasn't been much for Gris, other than that Gris is in situations where he can very easily be sacrificed. Oh, there's a real high cliff. It'd be a shame if one of these dust balls knocked him off. But let's see. We need to stand down. I feel so bad for him, though. Like, it really depends. I'm not sure if Foyo will become a villain or will have, like, an arc of self-acceptance. But still, one way or another, something gonna happen with this man. Let's see. And we are right to bring them. Vital instrument. Okay. I mean, like, of course you were gonna, like, who, well, unfortunately, this sounds so bad, and I get it, I definitely get why it calls Foyo such, like, internal despair, right? Like, honestly, if there are ever trash beasts involved, y'all are useless. That sounds so bad, to say, but literally, in universe, it's the givers. They're the only ones who can deal with trash beasts. That's it. So, like, you are supporters in every meaning of the word. You cannot actually do, it's like, so, for some reason, Fire Emblem Awakening is coming to mind, even though the most recent game I played to completion is Engaged. Though, admittedly, that was a while ago. So maybe that's why I don't remember it all too well. And I have very fond memories of Awakening because it was my first ever Fire Emblem game. But, in the early game, Lisa is useless as an attacker. You have to defend her because she's the healer, she's a supporter. Same thing with Maribel early on in that game. But eventually they get the capability to attack. Unfortunately, supporters, unless they spontaneously become givers, which may be Foil's plot, it may be his arc, you never know. But until that's the case, for all intents and purposes, they are the support healers. Like, they're there, maybe to draw some aggro and make sure that the actual people who can do things, your DPS is okay. And here comes the DPS. Well, I guess they're dealing with the larger crowd head on, and the couple that slipped by are what's being dealt with by the supporters here. But let's see. Vital Instrument, Tokushin, and Vital Instrument 3R. Interesting. That's a very thick net grip. Unless this is meant to be the net and it's in motion. But no, it looks like he's genuinely gripping it. I'm sorry, the urge to glaze. It's okay. This is a different level of glaze. Hold on. I'm going to glaze the art a little bit again. I know, I'm sorry. But what I like here is the use of darkness and how it portrays them in a different light than the supporters here, right? Because ultimately, the supporters are regular. They're regular dudes, and notably, generally, unless Foyo does have greater plot significance, or Gris turns out to have greater plot significance, they don't stand out too much. But with these two, they are steeped in darkness. Specifically, Rudo's fit here, and even the way the base of the net goes into the shadow, and especially Tamsi with Tokushin's, the main port of the spool being completely shrouded in darkness with just barely any light so you can tell what the shapes are. It goes to show their difference, their level, and the darkness that exists within both of these characters. So this is art not just showing off the difference in between like a giver and a supporter in terms of the cleaners, but it's also showing off the difference that these two characters have. Rudo has a darkness inside of him. This has been set up for a while now. We haven't touched on it, at least not too in depth, for a little bit, but it's there. We know it's there. And same thing for, well, we know Tamsi has a darkness inside of him too. So ultimately, the darkness being reflected in their weaponry and even their fit, whew, it's good stuff. Good visual storytelling alongside the actual storytelling. That's good. That's a separate type of glaze. I've just been glazing the artistic quality, not how the artistic quality feeds into the narrative storytelling. There we go. Well, let's see. Whole bunch of balls. Ooh, it's so clean! Oh, they clean with it! Ooh, they clean with it. Rudo, I think you need a bigger net though, bro. Is that it? You need a larger net than that? Come on, Buckaroo. Well, mainly the net does look clean, and this whole image looks clean. I fight the urge. Don't glaze. I won't glaze it. I won't. Let's see. Interesting how they do this though. So Rudo, very specifically, he's going with the capture approach, where it looks like Tamsi is using his, how do I put this? Almost like a, just, you know what a Swiffer sweeper is? Like a genuine dust collector. Because Rudo is taking the approach of them being balls more directly. Like literally, how do I put this? If you're catching something like fish in the net, they're solid, they're tangible, you grab them in the net and you hold them up. Meanwhile, Tamsi is using his spool as a dust collector. For some reason, the Swiffer sweeper is coming to my mind, maybe because I heard those commercials so much as when I was younger. But Swiffer sweeper, or like even, I do not have one in my general vicinity, but like anything you use to capture dust, ultimately he's treating them more as their finite particles, catching them all in the spool and destroying them that way. So it's capture versus destroy, and ultimately, while Tansy was like, oh, he stole my whole swag. Notably, RUDO and him are still doing it in a different way, which I do like. I like that these two, while using similar tactics at face value, thanks to the nature of them being dust trash beasts, are using their unique abilities in their own unique ways. Quality stuff. But let's see. Oh, okay. Looks like, speaking of glaze, looks like Tansey's glaze and RUDO. My. Even considering I'm holding back, it's impressive that RUDO can generate a power equal to my Tokushin with just one use of his ability. What a waste. And that's interesting. So Tansey, for one, is holding back. Well, that makes sense. We've seen the man create entire, string angels and can also fly through the border, which no one else in the series has been shown to do. Or at least not survive. Except for RUDO himself, obviously, who has main character powers. But that being the case, I wonder what he means by what a waste. Like, a waste that he's not using that power to fight Tansey specifically, or a waste that RUDO doesn't have the mentality to do what Tansey could do with that kind of power. Especially considering this is it's a net, right? It's not necessarily meant to be an offensive weapon. Meanwhile, Tansey has, refined and evolved Tokushin to be a solid offensive and defensive tool. The raw power that RUDO has, and just something that's not even meant to be a weapon, really, is a waste to see at the hands of RUDO, who could do so much more. Create so much more destruction. But let's see. Are the balls running or are they approaching? Oop, okay, they're getting close. Wait, it's not a swarm. It's acting as a single monster. I'm sorry. It's always there. It's like Demon Tide from Kingdom Hearts. What's the other one called? I think I only played 0.2 once. I'll admit, it was like a 2-hour tech demo. I was like, alright, I played it. I'll keep it pushing. But it's Demon Tide. Is it the Demon Tower? Where all the shadows group up together and they're essentially one heartless entity? Bada bing, bada boom. Same thing with the dust balls. But let's see. Look at, once again, the visual storytelling here. Despite them literally fighting a monster, look at how the givers, specifically these two in particular, are being portrayed. Nothing but silhouettes of pure black. Once again, showing that they, in their own ways, are monsters, just as in this pure black trash beast is also a monster. It's some little things. It's some little things. It's delicious. Let's see. It's not a swarm. It's acting like a single monster. Well, I mean, maybe they know they just built it. Ooh, RUDO. Bro said, batter up. Okay, RUDO, let's see what you got. You gonna make it bigger? Because that is not enough to hold them. I'm telling you, I promise you. Let's see. You didn't even have to make it bigger. Bro said, scrumdiddlyumptious. Okay, RUDO, golly. My apologies, RUDO. I was not familiar with your game, Buckaroo. Let's see. Wham! Slurp. He slurped all the mad boys up for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack on the side. Golly. Slurp. Oh, and he purified them all in that same instant too? Okay, RUDO. Golly. Or maybe not. Oh, okay. So that's how he does it. That's how he does it. Okay, I get it now. So the reason it works like this, RUDO breaks them out of their dust ball form by capturing them in the net. And the net acts as like a filter. And then Tansey collects them all with Tokushin, I'm assuming. Because this is all the dust bursting out, right? RUDO goes in first. He cuts open a path. Then, when the trash beast ranks are broken. Oh, okay. Yeah. When the trash beast ranks are broken, they're all together in the net. Oh, so Tansey lashes out with Tokushin. Tansey catches the leftover. Yeah. Okay. Huh? See. And that is so, notably, obviously RUDO's been implying to be relatively, I mean, not the best. Obviously, there's characters like Engine, I see there's characters like Ryo, who are just, even Zonka, just better as a fighter, because once again, RUDO's not really a fighter. But, in terms of his tactical ability and adaptability, RUDO is fantastic. I know, he's main character. He's main character man whose ability is, make anything use his ability. But still, to be able to sync so perfectly with Tansey on that, and it doesn't even look like these two communicated about that. They're just okay. I do this, you clean up. You do this, it's so clean. It's a shame that Tansey is not who RUDO thinks he is. Honestly, I hope there is a genuinely slow bit. And I'm typically not that kind of guy. I'm give it to me now. I'm very impatient. But I do want a slow build. I really want to see more and more of this trusting, top of the line bond between Tamsi and Rudo develops. So when that twist finally hits, when that ball finally drops, bro, oh, it's gonna go crazy. I'm telling you. Well, see, Tamsi catches the leftovers. Really, it'll be more efficient since Rudo has higher mobility to have Tamsi attack first and let Rudo get the stragglers. But this is Rudo's first job. He has the power to charge ahead with no anxiety, no distracting thoughts, no second-guessing his abilities. He understands his role on this mission and has the power to back up his abilities. He understands his role on this mission and has the power to back Rudo up, to follow his lead without any discussion. Yeah, that's the big thing. That's very impressive. And honestly, I mean, maybe I honestly think this is a solid strat. I mean, maybe Rudo has higher mobility. The only issue is, right, if Tamsi goes in and breaks up their formation, and they all get reduced to dust like here, I don't think Rudo's net would be good at capturing them as well as Tamsi's spool would be. I'm assuming it's like a filter, right, where ultimately the net shatters them, and then Tamsi's wool, or whatever, I guess it would be wool, whatever his spool sucks up, Tokushin, it absorbs it like a fine fiber, like it's a trap. So I do think, honestly, their role makes more sense. But I get why Foyo says maybe Rudo would be better at catching it, especially if he can control the fineness of the net, right? Like, say it only looks this wide and this scattered because Rudo's doing this right now, but hypothetically, it could be a more solid capture and containment unit. It's possible. I guess it all is up to Rudo's interpretation and how the net itself mutates. But let's see. Ooh, and it's interesting. It looks like Rudo disconnects the net from the current one right here. Interesting, very interesting. Let's see. Oh, that's so. Once again, gotta stop. I must stop with the clays. The clay, it's oozing out of me. Okay, let me stop. Let me not say something like that. That sounds crazy. But look at this. But you know what? I do like this. This symbolism here, it does make me wholeheartedly believe one way or another Foyo is going to become a giver. Because there is this disparity, and I love how literally the kanji for disparity, at least I presume it's the kanji. I do not know Japanese, but the kanji for disparity is really like laid out starkly here, the gap between these two. But note how I mentioned very consistently that the supporters themselves are portrayed in the light, but the givers, especially these two in particular, are portrayed in the darkness, showing the gap between their capabilities and abilities. Notice how Foyo is highlighted here, and only Foyo. Not Gris, not the other supporter that's with them. It's very specifically Foyo here, also being portrayed in darkness, while specifically holding what? His hammer. The thing that he's been trying to turn into a vital instrument for so long. So ultimately, I think this disparity will be closed. How it's closed is going to be the interesting thing, though. Whether it be him walking the path of darkness, or finding a path of light to try and get to that same point, to get into the darkness. Honestly, it makes me want to go back and double check how the other givers are portrayed in previous chapters, especially when there are supporters around. I want to see if they're also coded in that same darkness, or if, but then again, there are other characters coded in darkness. Like, technically, Rio does have an extremely dark and packed history, so there's clearly stuff there, but I'm interested to see the portrayal, and if this sort of motif is staying there, or has been there the entire time, and this is just the first time my brain is actually being like, hey, notice this little artistic detail? Cool. Let's see. It's like nothing's holding me back. I don't have to worry about any attacks from behind, so I can keep moving forward. Because Tamsi's taking care of everything for me. I'll have your back, so you can wield your powers to your heart's content. Tamsi's awesome. Rudo! Rudo! No! It's so good. This, I will admit, this is good. It is, oh. And once again, it's not just Alfred Hitchcock. And in fact, it's funny, because I don't even do that. Once again, I'm not a film student. I do have I say it all the time. I have my undergrad, and I do have my master's in a specific field. It has nothing to do with any sort of media literacy or media creation. Nothing like that. But I think I got the whole Alfred Hitchcock thing from something like 10 years ago. It was on some YouTube channel, some YouTube video. But all that being said, it's that level. We know there is La Bamba underneath the table. Tamsi is the living, breathing, walking, talking La Bamba. We know more than Rudo. It's that dramatic irony where we know that this is gonna go bad. And seeing Rudo so purely believe and accept and love Tamsi like this, be like, oh, he's so awesome, he's so amazing, he has my back, he lets me do all these great things that I couldn't do by myself. Tamsi, you wonderful fellow, you really are truly an upstanding, wonderful guy. In fact, let me tell you all the secrets I have. It's so good. And I love, you know what, even the better thing on top of this, I'm not sure how much longer this is going to last, considering it's 10 days until the Doll Festival, but the other thing I love is that Tamsi knows that Rudo's hiding something from him, but he doesn't realize that it's not what he thinks it is, because Rudo has the information on the choker maker that he's not allowed to share according to Engine and Kuro. But since he doesn't have that full freedom and availability to give Tamsi all the information he has, and he's very bad at lying, Tamsi thinks that Rudo is suspecting of him. And that's likely even enhancing Tamsi's, I'll let you do what you want to do. I'm here to help you, Rudo. Trust in me. Build faith in me. So you can tell me everything that you know. Like, ultimately, there's this dual-sided dramatic irony, where we as readers know that Tamsi's evil. And we as readers know that Rudo doesn't know that Tamsi's evil, and is actually hiding information about the choker maker. But both have reason to hide things from each other. And while Rudo can't exactly tell that something's up with Tamsi, you can tell a few chapters ago, he did realize something was a little bit strange. But he wasn't able to place it. And Tamsi knows something's a little bit strange about Rudo. It's so good. It's multi-layered writing. It is multi-layered writing that I can't because I can't really think of a time where a despair or trickster plot was laid out this early in a series. Typically it'll be over in the same 5 chapters introduced. But this is so good. This is so good. Oh, Rana-sensei, you're cooking. Let's see. We killed them with our instruments, but they're back. I mean, it's dust. I'm not even sure how you would, considering how fine dust particles are, and as long as they have the reformation factor, you would need something to vaporize them. I don't think either of your abilities are actually good for this, because if all it is temporary trapping or further disbursement, it's dust particles, so they'll just keep recoalescing. Let's see. Oh, and they're like, nope, we're done. I'm not doing this anymore. Hey, get back here! Wait a minute. The vital instruments didn't destroy them? The trash peak's weak point. Wait. The trash peak. I can read. I promise I'm literate. Please have faith in me. Let's see. Trash peak's weak points are the same as living creatures. If you grind into a powder with a vital instrument, that should always wipe them out. And these ones don't have cores like that other trash beast. That's true. But still, these could just be satellite bodies, which we have seen before. We know, heck, then again, no, Foy was there back in the Kuro incident, where there was the actual core of the trash beast, which was very well hidden by a satellite body, that big, crazy, next level monster that was in that swamp. And this could be another case here. And also, once again, it could just have to do with the chemical composition. Sure. Chemical composition and unknown factors, right? Because ultimately, they do not understand everything about the trash beasts. That's what the cleaners were made for, to discover the secrets of the world, as Corvus put it. So, it's entirely possible that this trash beast operates differently than the ones you know. But let's see. These ones don't have cores like that other trash beasts. Which means, so they know. Which means there's a main body somewhere. Okay, Rudo, do the dash, make it go fast. Tamsi's keeping up really casually, though. But then again, Rudo's small. His top speed is probably easily matched by Tamsi. Let's see. Huh? Ooh, into a hut? Ooh, who's gonna come out? Who's gonna drop out? See the flip? Oh. Ooh, that startled me. Is that the main body of those puffballs? It's wearing clothes and carrying a weapon. I think that's something possessed. Once again, maybe. It has the same eye design, but I don't think so. I think that's bait. But then again, why would it go into a weaker form? And in fact, fleeing and retreating back to the main body, I think it may have baited them into a trap. I don't think it would take them back to the main body, right? If anything, if I were to operate, right, say, it depends though, if it works like Nagato from Naruto. So the one thing I always give Nagato, even when he was in the depths of the rain building being attacked by Jiraiya for the first time, he very specifically made sure none of the pains led Jiraiya back to his main body. That's the main thing. Typically, weird power scaling note here, but whenever people bring up the statement that Pain makes at the end of Jiraiya fight that, oh, if he knew our secret, we would have lost. I always took that as, if Jiraiya knew that all these bodies were satellite bodies, the 6 paths of Pain, none of them were actually real or alive, and he knew where Nagato's original body was, he could have left the fight and gone and got Nagato, who's defenseless. But Nagato played a smart enough game to keep the bodies as far away from his main body so that Jiraiya couldn't even pick up on his chakra signature while he was in Sage Mode. He was that far away despite still being in the Rain Village. Same thing when Nagato attacks Konoha. He's so far away from the actual Konoha that it's impossible to track down the main body and go hunt him down. So I think the same case may be here, where the balls, if anything, probably baited them further away from the main body. Unless the trash piece is kind of dumb and just baited them. Because once again, Nagato is an extremely smart sentient ninja. Meanwhile, these are some balls and a monster. Let's see. It's wearing clothes and carrying a weapon. Is he using the clothes as some kind of armor? It's creepy how human it looks. Armor? Interesting. I guess it could be. Once again, maybe it's just suppression state, and it's funny. I wouldn't say this looks human. It looks like well, I guess in its walking style and its build is humanoid. It almost looks like the nose reminds me of a pig. If anything, it may just be a dog. It's either a pig or a dog, which is weird because I know those things do not typically look alike, at least head structure wise. Let's see. Armor. Is that its plan to deal with our nets? Oh, yeah, I guess, but let's see. Huh. Then we better not be stingy either. Ooh, okay. Oh, so it is meant to be a wolf. He's doing the big bad wolf reference. Let's see. Got the hairdryer out. I'm gonna huff and puff. Ooh. What? Like, how do you figure you could win? RUDO, what is this? What are you? How? That's so cool, though. So he threw it up. So he imbued it with the energy from the Watchmen series. Threw it up, engaged his transformation, then landed in, and then activated it. What the world? Golly. RUDO, your creativity's off the charts, my boy. Golly. And blow your plan down. Uh-oh. Maybe this is bad. Oh, is it sucking? No, it's a dryer. It blows. Sorry. That came out real bad. Let's see. Boom! Alright. Blasting. Ooh, okay, but did it work? Tammy's like, what on earth is this boy? But let's see. Boom! Ooh, and RUDO, oh, that's so cool. So, I wonder if he did that himself. It looks like, I'm sorry, but it looks like RUDO, he blew it away to at least get its clothes off, which is a little bit freaky. I am knocking RUDO's hustle. Blew its clothes off, but then it looks like he lunged himself in there. But he still has the blow dryer attached to him. So I wonder if he used it as a propulsion tactic, maybe, or if he just did that with his own raw speed. But the thing is, though, you would think, but it looks like it stopped blowing, though. So he blew, maybe he used the existing wind force, shut it off, leaped into the wind, and then did this whole movement in rotation for this clean finish. And still, ironically, the clothes weren't blown off. He just intercepted all the balls inside. Let's see. It's over! You're finished! Okay, I'm sorry. Let's see. He weaponizes 2 items at once and fights with both of them. He's completely mastered these gloves. Such a waste. Once again, what does that mean, though? What is that? Does it mean in the context that he's not fighting you, Tamsi? Or is it just in the fact that it's not distracting? I don't know. Tamsi, what do you want? Tamsi, what do you want? What do you want from my baby boy? Please. Let's see. Such a waste. But then again, he looks like, I don't know, maybe this is an eye disappointment. He almost looks a little bit happy. Huh? Was that really the main body? I didn't think so. Yeah, okay, good. It wasn't actually the main body. So yeah, it was a fake out. Good. So the trash piece is at least smart enough to hide itself. That's good. I'm interested to see how this plays out. Who's gonna get sacrificed? Somebody's gonna get sacrificed. Someone's falling off that cliff. You don't set up that Chekhov's spooter to not have someone fall off that cliff. But a W chapter. Once again, this is a good chapter to highlight the difference in disparity between supporters and givers for the supporting cleaners and the giver cleaners very, very well. One more time, just to remind us why Foyo feels so left behind. I think that's very, very good. And 2, it highlights the difference, not just between the average supporter and giver, right? But also the difference between this particular pair of givers. From RUDO's own amazing technicality and ability with his unique weapons and unique weapon fighting style, and Tamsy's own unique style to combat, whilst continuously building on this slowly but surely this hefty build of appreciation for Tamsy on RUDO's perspective, but the disappointment in RUDO from Tamsy's perspective, and slowly building to that fever pitch. So when Tamsy finally does something that forces RUDO's hand, or forces RUDO to go crazy, it's gonna hit. At the same time, when RUDO does something that blows Tamsy's mind in terms of the waste that he keeps talking about, that's also gonna hit. We building so many plot lines all at once, it's delicious. And obviously, even the Trash Beast, once again, it managed to trick them, at least seemingly enough. So I'm excited. If you've met all the way to the end of this review, please leave dust mites. Dust mites. Mites is spelled M-I-T-E-S, I do believe. Dust mites in the comment section down below. And thank you so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you hit that little notification bell so you don't miss out on every other second of the channel. Also do have a Patreon down below where you support me for as low as $1. Anything like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So those perks include the live reactions of this year's item to review, ad-free variations of all my videos, and become a $25 patron or a $25 member. You can order whatever video you want. Also, we have a link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below. You can drop 5 beats for a short video, 20 beats for a long video, or any beats at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with a Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Greyhound, Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Super Flame Zero, Brandon Payne, Glacier XE, and G Prosper. And then I'd like to give a big old thank you to our line art tier patrons: Sean, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin, Encarnacion, Igneo Lind, and A+A. And I'd like to give a big old thank you to our Ink tier members: Fine, Austin Wimberly Euchia, and Yuki Alla. Then I'd like to give a big old gargantuan thank you to our digital art tier members: J Warrior and AZ Void. Then I'd like to give a big gargantuan thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Overlord Zero, Joaquin Munoz, and Item Okami. And I'd like to give a final gargantuan, supersized, sweet mother of mercy, that kidney will be yours one day, or the Black Myth video, whichever comes first, possibly both. That Guy with a Pencil tier patron, Calvin Elder.